This is Coffee with God, and I am Father Jose. Let us begin this day with the Word of God and a short reflection.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke, chapter 6, verses 12 to 16. The passage is taken from the Message version of the Bible. At about the same time, he climbed a mountain to pray. He was there all night in prayer before God. The next day, he summoned his disciples. From them he selected 12 he designated as apostles: Simon, whom he named Peter, Andrew, his brother, James, John, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James, son of Alphaeus, Simon called the Zealot, Judas, son of James, Judas Iscariot, who betrayed him. The Gospel of the Lord.
Reflections on the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke chapter 6 verses 12 to 16. Today's feast honors Saints Simon and Jude, apostles of Jesus. While the New Testament reveals almost no other information about the two, tradition holds that these apostles traveled together, possibly to Egypt and then to Persia, where they preached the gospel. St. Jude is venerated as the patron saint of desperate cases and lost causes, making him a popular saint for our lives in troubled times, particularly when we feel lost and alone. On the Feast of the Apostles, the Gospel highlights three important details from Jesus: prayer, call, and mission. Jesus chooses the 12 apostles from among his disciples to join his mission. Jesus, we are told, went up onto the mountains to pray and spent the whole night praying. Some might wonder, Jesus being the Son of God, what he would have to pray about. Such a question may reveal a limited concept of what prayer is. It is not just a question of asking for things. It is even less a question of fulfilling a religious duty, saying our prayers. Jesus' main concern was that he does the will of his Father. It makes a lot of sense that Jesus would have wanted to be in intimate contact with his Father, to have spent long periods with him, ensuring that there was a complete harmony with the will of the Father. The election of the apostles is one of the central moments in the life of Jesus. Hardly anyone knew, but that handful of ordinary men was the spark that later turned into a fire that set the world on fire. We sometimes use the terms disciples and apostles interchangeably, but they have very distinct meanings. The word disciple is applied to anyone who commits himself to being a follower. Apostle refers to a person who goes out as an emissary, delegated to pass on a piece of information or instructions to others on behalf of some authority. In the Gospel, the Lord tells his apostles, "I have chosen you, and not you chose me." He has chosen them after hours of prayer. Can that be true of us too? If we have become his disciples, it was not our choice, but rather his choice. He has prayed for us before choosing us, and that choice is undoubtedly for a purpose. There is no other way to understand the purpose of Jesus than to spend time with him. Perhaps forget all the prayers that we already know and simply stay with him to listen and to talk to him.